Hello, gorgeous. I want to share a channel that took a little bit of prepping, meditation, shadow work, and everything. And I meditate a lot on my birthday because birthdays are a personal power portal. And 16, if you were born on the number 16, I was born on the number 16 in Leo season. For Western astrology, in Vedic astrology, it's the cusp of the last day of Cancer season. So anyways, with all of that being said, if you were born on 1/6, you probably have been ostracized. You probably had to go through a lot in general, but you were always meant to be pushed towards spirituality in some way, shape, or form. You were always going, like, you have the capability of being a divine channel of some sort. You're going to be receiving wisdom on whatever scale, and I will say that you have the capacity to tell a collective of people. You have a lot of amazing knowledge to share with this collective, okay? But it does require spiritual discipline in order for you to accomplish the goal. It does require you to continue the practicality of it, right? Anyways, continuing. Can you pass me a white bead? So, with all of that being said, I want to share the channel that I just received. So, you know, you're also probably more than likely a spiritual warrior, and the tells for being a spiritual warrior, with all of the challenges that have been lived, besides the fact that you were always a black sheep, like, it goes deeper than that, because black sheep can be in multiple different collectives, right? But this specific collective, you went through a series of events, of worldly events, that caused you to take risk, right? Not be afraid. Maybe it made you numb, but through extreme environments of wherever you seem to go, in friends, family, and relationships in general, you managed to transform all of that pain into power through the challenges and the hardships that occurred through the early life in the society as a whole, with everything that occurred, right? And the odds were stacked up against you, and you didn't know if the finish line would ever finish, because no matter where you went, it seemed like the challenges were endless. Like, it just seemed like when you came to the table, like, people would receive their karma, or people would go through awakenings, and you might have not had all the answers, but you were always put in these, like, extreme, like, high environments, because you have healing abilities inside of you. So spirit be winging it when you show around, okay? So I'm talking to this specific collective, and the signs that you probably, you know, have been seeing are birds, especially hummingbirds, right? But birds of all kinds. Like, I'm gonna name some very unique birds, okay? So chachalacas, hummingbirds, brown birds, quails, grackles, or ravens, or the raven family, okay? And pigeons and lovebird or dovebirds, okay? And you probably have been seeing a lot of lizards. You probably also have been, you know, really connected to different types of herbalism plants, you know. So this is a very, very specific collective. And you recently saw rainbows. You recently have been tapping into old shows that you have been rewatching, like potentially Sabrina, potentially Wednesday, like things making a comeback here. You've been listening to things that for your finances, because finances can go up and down over the roller coaster, right? And this is more of a confirmation reading for you, so that someone outside of you says it, okay? I wanted to tell you about the channel that we received here, okay? Now that all of that is out the window, not out the window, when I came back from the channeling. And the channel that I received from my ancestors is, first and foremost, you need to know that there is an ancestor that is connecting with you. Just like in Wednesday, right? That was like one of the subliminal messages. She had to connect with someone from the other side that went through the exact path that she did. Even, like, there were minor differences between modernism and, like, back then, like, pastism. You know the word. Anyway. And but either way, like, for the most part, it's the same for us. There is an ancestor that's trying to connect with you right now in this moment, that has been waiting to reveal themselves, or trying to gather the strength, trying to get your attention, and they want to connect with you because they've been through the same path as you. And even if there's differences in technology or the way that you share your wisdom, right? Because now we have all of these different things. They want to help you nurture your abilities to all of the potential, and came to the same or similar conclusions and walked a very similar path, okay? And now we can change the story. They have been guiding you this entire time for you to be changing your story, changing the narrative, because it is the time, and they work with time magic. I'm speaking to a lot of chaos magicians here, right? I'm speaking to, if you are drawn to light and color, if you are drawn to the different rays of the sun, if you are drawn to planetary or vibrational influences, okay? I'm speaking to a very specific collective that knows that at some point, we all started all of this, like even Earth, like the universe, like creation as we know it, like started from somewhere, which is a superpower. Creation energy, creation magic is a superpower. And so one of the things that they want to tell you is, like, one of the things that we are meant to do in this world, okay? Mama Earth is mama to us, but Mama Earth is not just a lesson ground, but she herself is also learning, right? And she creates and creates and creates. And sometimes that gets in the way of other creations. So other planets or other influences, us, right, got sent here to kind of guide the way, so that not too much, not over creation happens, because it will lead to destruction. With proper guidance, with proper information, with proper wisdom, with proper collective minded thinking, we would end somewhere beautiful. And it's a very specific time now, because in order to continue to create without it getting overpowered, without it getting to be too much, right, we must destroy the old or transform it, right? We must let it end. Well, that's where time comes in to kind of be the governor of such things, right? So that's the first thing. But the second thing I want you to know is get comfortable in your creation magic, get comfortable in your creation energy. It is time for you to create the life that you know that you need to be living and lead the spiritual evolution, right? And there's going to be so many of us because we're all spiritual warriors. Anyways, I gotta go because I gotta go take care of a transformative fire here, but that is the channel that I wanted to share with y'all. There's going to be more to come. Pay attention to your dreams, connect with your ancestors, connect with that specific ancestor, set intentions using candles if you must. Purple candles and white candles and silver candles are going to be the way to go, okay? And just spend time grounding yourself. The more that you ground and you don't skip out on the meditative homework, right? Even if it's just 20 minutes a day, it's going to continue you on the path that you're meant to go. And so that you can know how to navigate all of the setbacks and the blockages and the delays, so that you start living your life, because this ancestor has a lot to teach you and tell you and show you and connect you with your higher self. Anyways, okay, that's all I wanted to say. I love y'all. Bye. I'll see you on the live.